Hey guys, I'm still in YouTube timeout, so I'm gonna stick with the ukulele for a little bit here. Last time we did the major 7 chords. We found that we could take a triad that has 1, 3, and 5, like a C chord, that would be C, E, and G notes. C, E, and G. And we can add a 7th. If you count up in the key of C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. B is the 7th note. It's 11 half steps above the C or a half step below the C. So if I find one of my C notes and lower it by a half step, I can add that into the C chord and we get this lush major 7 sound. And we did that on as many chords as we could. On a G chord, we took this G note and lowered it a half step to the 2nd fret, F sharp. In the key of G, Fs are sharp. In the key of D, Fs and Cs are sharp. So if I took a D chord, I could add a C sharp note. It's already got an F sharp note in the chord, and then we add the C sharp as the major 7. And we had a few ways to do that. So now we'll go to the more common dominant 7 chord. It's so common that we don't say dominant 7. It's like calling all facial tissues Kleenexes. When we want a dominant 7 chord, it's so popular we just say 7. If we want something else, like major 7 or minor 7, we'll specify that. So we're dealing with dominant 7 chords. They are not the number 1 chord in the key. In the key of C, the 1 chord is a C major, and when we add the 7, it's a C major 7. You can see the half step there. The 4 and 5 are also major chords. The 5 chord is the one that becomes dominant. If I make a G major chord out of the key of C where it's the 5, we get G, B, and D. Those are the 1, 3, and 5 for the G chord. And when I get to the 7, it's the F from G, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, and then G. I just told you that Fs are sharp in the key of G. Fs are natural in the key of C. So G chord coming out of the key of C has an F natural. Notice F natural is a whole step below G. The major 7 chord has a 7 a half step below. The dominant 7 has a 7 a whole step below. That then, in the key of C, the G would be a dominant 7 and it would have an F note rather than the F sharp, which it would have if it was G major 7. Skip G now. Let's think of the C for a second. Here's your C chord with the C note on top. I lowered that to a B note, a half step below, and said it was a C major 7. If I lower it again to a B flat note, it's the C7 or C dominant 7. So C note is, this is the root or the 8. The B is the major 7. The flatted 7 or minor 7 note, the B flat, is used in the dominant 7 chord. So there's my C7 chord with a B flat in it. The G does the exact same thing. We said we had a G note here. We could lower that a fret to F sharp, G major 7. If I lower it again to an F natural, the chord is G7 or G dominant 7. The note in it is a flat 7 or a minor 7 relative to the G chord. The G chord was going to have an F sharp if it was the G major chord. So the 7 would be F sharp, the flat or minor 7 is F natural. G7 is the 5 chord in the key of C. So it wants to land you there. The 5 chord lands on the 1. The 5 chord for G, G, A, B, C, D, is a D chord. So coming out of the key of G, we'll go to the 5th note, the D, and make a chord. When we add the 7 to it and count up from D, we get D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, and C. In the key of G, C's are natural, and D7 is the 5 chord in G. In the key of D, C's are sharp. So we saw that we could have a D chord with a C sharp in it. That's D major 7 if we're in the key of D major. If we flat that C sharp to C natural, we have D7, the 5 chord in the key of G. D dominant 7 has a C natural in it, which to a D chord is a flat 7. If you're complaining again, like you did last time, that this D chord doesn't have any Ds in it, then I'll go, well, let's just fix that then. We'll play the D chord and put the C up here on top. So we can bar the D and have the C here. There's no open notes here, so this chord becomes a template for a movable chord too. Work on your bars so that you have that opportunity. So here was D major 7. We learned last time has a C sharp. D7 has a C natural. And it lands on G. In the key of D, where two sharps, F sharp and C sharp, reside, we have D, E, F sharp, G, A. A is the 5 chord. A has the C sharp note in it. And when we add the 7, we're going to add a G natural. G's are natural in the key of D, where A is the 5 chord. G's are sharp in the key of A. So here's an A chord. I can remove this A note and allow an open G note in there. And there's your A7. Just one finger on the G sharp note. This time we still have an A on the top string, so you can't complain. The 5 chord of A is E. In the key of A, we have 3 sharps, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. There are no D sharps, so when I put a 7 on E, it's going to be a D natural. It's right here. That D natural is the D note in the key of A. This is the 5 chord, E7, landing you on A's. B7, we ran into a little bit, we explored it just a touch. We can take a B chord. This B note could go down a fret to the A sharp, and that's a B major 7 from last time. Remember that diagonal? And if it comes right off, it's an A note, a flat 7 in the B chord. Normally I would finger it with ring fingers 2nd and 1st. Again, B7s are 5 chords of E's. I didn't do the F sharp 7 here, it's not as fun, so we'll skip it for now. But because I started at C, I didn't bother with an F7, so let's just sort of double back and fill that one in. Your F chord looks like this. A note, open, F, open C, and another A. We need an E flat in here, so we can grab that on the 3rd fret of the C string. Again, you guys are all complaining that I've lost my C note. I don't particularly care myself, but if you do, let's put a C on here. So that's our fingering. Pinky on C, pointer on F, middle finger on the lowest string A, and ring finger on E flat. Again, no open string, so this becomes another template. When you need a dominant 7 chord, this pointer finger can find the note you need, like an A on the 5th fret of the 2nd string, and you can build that shape. So there's an A7, or an A flat 7, or a G7, G flat 7, or F sharp 7, F. So if you know an F7, you know an F sharp 7, which would be the 5 of B7. Since I didn't draw it, I shouldn't talk about it, but I'm going to anyway. The F7 looks like this, 3, 1, 3, and 2. Move that up a fret, it's F sharp 7. F sharp 7s are the 5 chords landing on B's. B7s are the 5 chords landing on E's. E7s are the 5 chords landing on A's. A7s are the 5s landing on D. D7 lands on G. G7 lands on C. C7 drops down 5 to F. F7 drops down 5 to B flat. E flat 7 drops down 5 to E flat. E flat 7 drops down 5 to A flat. A flat 7 drops down 5 to D flat. D flat 7 drops down 5 to G flat, which is F sharp. So F sharp 7 lands on B's, and I've gone all the way around. A whole bunch of those, of course, I didn't tell you about, but you can see how it works. We're just descending 5 all the way around the cycle. You can practice them like this. Let's kick F out right now and call it F sharp. We'll move it up so you can listen to them without me talking that much over them, just descending, down 5, down 5, down 5. This would be called descending fifths. Again, this could be F sharp on the 2nd fret, dropping to B7, dropping to E7, dropping to A7. Having 6 or 7 of them like this is too many for a chord progression, but if you heard 2 or 3, you'd recognize a very jazzy kind of Tin Pan Alley sound. So anyway, actually I'm going to start on a C sharp 7. To F sharp 7, to E7, to E7, to A7, D7, G7, C7, F7, B flat. Let's only do 3 of them. Say I want to get to this B flat. I know F7s would like to get me there. C7s aren't in that key, but C7s are in the key of F. So I can use a C7 to get to an F, 7 to B flat. So here's B flat, C7, F, B flat. Let's push one more. I'll go B flat. The 5 of C is G7. So I go to a C, but I'll go to C7 so that I can get to an F, 7, which lands me on B flat. So here's B flat, G, C, F, again, B flat, G7, I didn't tell you it was 7, C7, F, and B flat. And there you can hear the utility of the descending fifths. You can target one chord, put its dominant 7 in front of it, that's 5 above it. Put the dominant 7 of that chord above it, 5 above it. Give us the 5 of that chord, the dominant 7 above that. So G7 is the dominant 7 of C. But C7 is the dominant 7 of F. And F7 is the dominant 7 of B flat. So you hear this descending line. All the way down. Probably confused you there at the end. Ignore all that if it gets a little too much. Don't try and learn all of them, but use this as your inventory. Learn one, learn another day, work on another one, compare them, look at C to C major 7 to C dominant 7. That's actually a beautiful song there. I love Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer, but there's other songs that do this too. Major 7, dominant 7, major 7, and so on. So let's leave it at that, guys. Talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.